So we all know that the offseason has kind of slowed to a crawl. It's been really boring over the last few days. By the way, thank you for being patient with me. I know it's been super boring, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we have a banger on our hands because MLB, they released their best player from every single team. Also, real quick, I just want to mention I read a lot of your comments on my hair. You guys are very nice, thank you. Apparently, a lot of you thought I was bald or something like that, but yes, I have hair. Anyways, let's start with the first player of today's video, the best player on the Blue Jays. So we're gonna talk about the American League first, and then we'll go to the National League. I think the Blue Jays are up first, and MLB.com went with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I don't think there's much to talk about. Maybe you're an Alek Manoah fanboy, or you really like Bo Nose, Bo Bichette, Dalton Varsho. He just came on over from the Diamondbacks. If we're talking about the most valuable, it's probably Alek Manoah. But the best player, I got Vladdy as well. So good job, MLB. You got it right. Do you see this blue-eyed angel right here? No, not that angel. This guy right here, Adley Rutschman. I agree, MLB. He is the best player on the Orioles going to 2023. I think that he's already better than Cedric Mullins. I think that he's going to be better than Gunnar Henderson. But watch out for the Orioles. Gunnar Henderson. There's even a young prospect by the name of Daryl Hernaiz. I really like that kid as well. Grayson Rodriguez, DL Hall. The Orioles can make some noise in 2023, although they kind of suck at spending money. I can kind of see the next team. I believe that is the Rays. Are they going to go with Glasnow or Wander Franco? They have gone with Wander Franco, the Wander kid. Obviously, when healthy, one of the best players in baseball, one of the best young players that we've ever seen. You could say the same for Tyler Glasnow, but best player, honestly, you can't go wrong by choosing Wander Franco. Who's this next team? The Red Sox. It's going to be either Chris Sale or Rafael Devers. And if it's Rafael, I need this guy's number because he is paying for my Chipotle for the rest of forever. Rafael Devers is the best player on the Red Sox according to MLB.com. He just signed an 11-year deal, $331 million. To be honest with you guys, no disrespect to Chris Sale or any of the other guys. I don't feel like we need to talk about the Red Sox in depth. Devers is the guy. And then Arson Judge. Yes, it was some stiff competition. They were either going to go with Aaron Judge or Aaron Hicks, and just barely Aaron Judge is the winner. Also, Aaron Hicks, if you're watching, I'm sorry, you just caught a random stray on a Thursday evening. I apologize. Ooh, we have the AL Central coming up next. I believe the Guardians are first, and obviously, it is going to be my man, Jose Ramirez. Stephen Kwan had an amazing 2022. We really love Shane Bieber in Cleveland. Emmanuel Clase has been a godsend, but J-Ram, the heart and soul of Cleveland. Moving on over to the Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. I love Bobby Witt Jr. I think that he's going to be much better at the hot corner. He's probably going to play 140 games there. Good. He sucks defensively at shortstop. All right, so far, I have agreed with every single pick so far, and Riley Green is being touted as the best player for the Tigers going into 2023. That's fine with me. I probably would have gone with Akil Baddoo because I'm stupid. Obviously, you know, I'm a fanboy for the bad man. He was horrific last year, not good at all. So Riley Green touted to be a little bit better than Spencer Torkelson. Yo, hot take. Spencer Torkelson, he could hit 25 home runs next year. I think that he's going to figure it out. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to get there. I can barely see that. Up next is the Twins. Are they going to go with Byron Buxton? Yep, Byron Buxton is their best player. Honestly, not much to talk about right there, but now I'm worried about who they're going to choose for the White Sox because they could go with Tim Anderson. They could go with Andrew Benintendi. They could go with Luis Robert. By the way, it's Robert. That's what he said, not me. I don't know who they're going to pick. Who is it going to be? Luis Robert. It is not Dylan Cease. A lot of comments are going to be Dylan Cease should be the #1 player for the White Sox going into 2023. But if we take a look at this dude's stats, what he's been able to do in his short amount of time when healthy, he's stupid good. So far, not gonna lie to you guys, I kind of agree with all of the picks. I guess a lot of people would say Javier Baez is gonna bounce back. He will be better than Riley Green because Javier Baez had a pretty decent second half. Luis Robert, is he a better baseball player than Dylan Cease? That's what this list is asking. I think so, but is he more valuable? Who knows? You guys will have to let me know in the comments, what do you make of this list pretty much prioritizing hitters and defenders over pitchers? Like you could have gone with Alek Manoah, you could have gone with Dylan Cease. We'll talk about Jacob deGrom in just a second because I think he is the best player on the Rangers, although you could go with Adolis Garcia. We'll have to wait and see. Mike Trout. I love Mike Trout. I don't think he's better than Shohei Ohtani. Again, this video is posing the question, who will be the best player on A, B, and C teams going into the next year? I don't think that we're arguing value. We're arguing about the best so technically like the most talented. I mean, Mike Trout, don't get me wrong, is all-time talented, maybe the greatest player that we've ever seen, but Shohei Ohtani, honestly, I thought for sure they were going to go with Shohei Ohtani because he got them so many clicks and impressions last year. Mike Trout is better than Ohtani going into 2023. Again, this is not me saying it. I love Mike. I'm going to say that right now. He is my GOAT of my generation, but I would have picked Shohei Ohtani over Mike Trout going into 2023. That is just my fuzzy little opinion. Kyle Tucker as the best player on the Astros. It's pretty close between Jose Altuve and Kyle Tucker. I feel like they both had absolutely mind-blowing seasons just a season ago, but Kyle Tucker, for me, he is the correct choice, although Christian Javier and Framber Valdez, they're coming up as well. Kyle Tucker, he plays almost every single day. He's my pick as well. The A's, who do the A's even have? I mean, you can't go with Jose Canseco. You can't go with, what, AJ Puck? Who is going to be this? Seth Brown. All right, Seth Brown, congratulations. You made a list. All jokes aside, I think that Seth Brown had one of the more underrated seasons of 2022. The guy was an absolute machine, and now that the shift is going to be banned, he's going to be even better in this next season. Julio Rodriguez, nothing to write home about that unless you are a Luis Castillo fanboy or you really like Logan Gilbert or the potential of George Kirby being the next really big thing. By the way, now that I say that, 1, 2, 3 punch out loud. Luis Castillo, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby. That's nuts. And then remember, I hinted at Jacob deGrom. He is the best player on the Rangers for next season. Obviously, the best pitcher in baseball has to be the best player. So let's just get the Braves out the way right now. Ronald, yes, he is the best player on the Braves, although they do have a lot of good pieces. So there you go. Ronald is considered to be better than someone like Max Fried and Matt Olson and Austin Riley. Although Austin Riley, I almost moved on to the next team. You better put some respect on that guy. He's so good, and he's not even like 26, 27 years old yet. From the blue that I see, the Marlins are coming up next. It's either going to be Jazz Chisholm or Sandy. Yes, the 2022 NL Cy Young winner. He has to be your best player going forward. So here we go. The first pitcher already, Sandy Alcantara or Alcantara. Sometimes I forget. By the way, it's definitely Sandy Alcantara. Do not say Alcantara. Ever. All right, moving on over to the Mets. Justin Verlander. Okay, so we have back-to-back Cy Young winners. JV at the ripe age of, what, he's going to be 40 years old or something crazy like that. This could be a hot take. I don't think that he's better than Francisco Lindor. That could be a hot take. Maybe you would put Carlos Correa in this spot if he was actually signed with the Mets, which, by the way, I hope that happens soon. But Justin Verlander getting a bunch of money, and according to MLB, he is better than Francisco Lindor. I don't agree with that. That's definitely one that I would debate, but JB is very good. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but I would rank Lindor as a little bit better of a player. All right, moving on over to the Nationals, CJ Abrams. Ooh, the Phillies, I almost spoiled that. CJ Abrams, according to MLB, is the #1 player for the Nationals. Fine. Cool. Who else do they have? Obviously, Joey Meneses had a fantastic rookie season. Is he going to be able to replicate that? I don't know. Frank Schwindel, he's out of baseball right now. And honestly, Joey was pretty much the 2022 version of Frank Schwindel back when he was with the Cubs. So I have hope for Joey Meneses, but I would agree with CJ Abrams. And then we have the final player in the NL East. Okay. When healthy, I don't think that Trey Turner is better than MV3, the two-timer, Bryce Harper, who had one of the best postseasons of all time. I 100% believe that they are factoring in injury into account. So the best player, according to MLB for the Phillies, considering Bryce Harper is going to be out for a while, Trey Turner is the default answer. I'm cool with that. All right, we are moving on over to the Central. Who is the first team? I see the Brewers, so, is Christian Yelich going to get the benefit of the doubt, or are they going to give it to Corbin Burns? It's Corbin Burns. That makes sense. I'm sorry, Yelich fans. I hope that he bounces back. Same with Belly. I just don't know about them anymore. I'm sorry. All right, up next we have Nolan Arenado beating Paul Goldschmidt. Okay, so pretty much Paul Goldschmidt, he is the better offensive player. I think that we can all agree about that. Nolan Arenado, a generational defender over at the hot corner, a 6-time Platinum Glover, a 10-time Gold Glover. Is he better overall than Paul Goldschmidt? I mean, one thing I want to mention as well, Paul Goldschmidt, even though he's not the defender of Nolan Arenado, he's like 22 for 22 in his last 22 stolen base attempts. Paul Goldschmidt is a very underrated athlete, and I would have gone with Paul Goldschmidt, but Nolan Arenado, fine. I would have gone with the 2022 NL MVP. That's just me. Maybe age is factoring in. Next up, we have the Cubs, Dansby Swanson. Right, Dansby Swanson, it's got to be him. Dansby Swanson, thank God they signed this guy because, I mean, this might be Ian Happ blasphemy, but Ian Happ is a very good baseball player, but if he's your best player going into a season, yeah, you're probably not going to do anything crazy. No offense. O'Neal Cruz. Wow, I would have gone with Brian Reynolds. O'Neal Cruz, the 6'7" phenom, the mutant himself, has stolen the hearts of MLB.com writers, and they have chosen O'Neal Cruz as the best player. I like the guy, but no, I'm going with Brian Reynolds. That's just me, though. Joey Votto. Who else is on the Reds? I like Nick Lodolo a lot. Sonny Gray is good. Jonathan India is very good as well. I'm sure I'm missing someone who is just like glaring, but Joey Votto, because of his track record, is getting the benefit of the doubt. Good for him. He's coming back from shoulder surgery. All right, the final division, the NL West, the first team from that, Corbin Carroll over Zach Gallen. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Corbin Carroll. I collect his baseball cards. He might be the fastest human in the history of baseball, but yeah, I'd go with Zach Gallen just a little bit ahead of Corbin Carroll, but don't disrespect this kid. He is going to be insane. Also, Ketel Marte, he's very good as well. He's only 29 years old. He still has a lot of gas left in the tank. Moving on to the Dodgers, that one got spoiled. They chose Mookie Betts over Freddie Freeman. If you're a Dodgers fan, let me know what you think of that pick. Please let me know in the comments. Next up, we have Logan Webb. Is that Logan Webb? It should have been Arson Judge. It could have been Carlos Correa, but obviously we know that the Giants, to be honest, had a pretty good offseason when you factor in the fact that even the Mets are having an issue with that Carlos Correa physical. And pretty soon I will be coming out with an offseason grade video, and honestly, I'm very optimistic about the Giants. They're not going to be a World Series favorite in my book, but they actually had a strong offseason, and Logan Webb, yes, I believe that he's better than Mike Yastrzemski, Mitch Haniger, all the other guys that they added. To me, he's better than Jock Peterson. I'd go with Logan Webb. He's disgusting. So we have Manny Machado. Again, I love Manny. Do I think that he's better than Fernando Tatis Jr. if Fernando is playing at his peak and he's healthy? No, I don't. I really don't. Fernando Tatis is one of the best baseball players I've ever seen in my life. Yes, I think that he's better than Manny Machado, but if you're factoring in injury or you're factoring in that PED suspension, because he's going to be suspended for the first 20-ish, 25 games or something like that. So if we're discounting Bryce Harper because he's missing games, I guess we're discounting Fernando Tatis as well. Maybe that makes sense. If you're a Padres fan, let me know what you think. And then last but not least, the Rockies. It has to be Chris Bryant, right? Chris Bryant. Yeah, Chris Bryant, in his short stint with the Rockies, he was injured quite often. He actually was pretty good. I think he had a 300 batting average. He is going to absolutely rake in Coors Field. I'm fine with this. Those are my opinions. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 500,000 subs. Can't believe I'm saying that out loud. But I appreciate all the support lately, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.